My name is Giedre. I am from Mykolas Romeris University, Lithuania. And I'm recording this video because I know that while there will be student video slots, I will be teaching at that time and won't be able to participate. I noticed that people asked to briefly describe themselves. So I have blonde hair, I'm wearing glasses and a red scarf, and I am a typical Lithuanian. Later on, I will present my research in the slides. Thank you so much and enjoy. As you can see, part of my research is related to social media in university studies. And it should be stressed that we are living in human-machine era, and it poses a real challenge to studying and learning. Also, some authors refer to the emerging technologies as new and potentially disruptive pedagogical tools. Some authors also notice that teachers mostly use technology to sustain the existing models of teaching. So as you can see, the discourse on social media use and studies is really contradictory. Here you can see the cover of the book where all my research on social media use and university studies is published. It highlights the phenomenon of social media use in university studies based on its participants' lived experience. Concerning the future research, I'm thinking of technology and digital content accessibility, and how emerging technologies may. As you can see, there is also the other trend of my research, which is related to corporate use in language teaching. And it should be stressed that corporate development really discloses the potential of both language research and language teaching and learning. The main research question is how teachers and students perceive the experience of the use of corpus analysis and building tools. And the main research findings are many. However, the most important two are the need for initial knowledge and technological equipment. And here you can see some important conclusions. And finally, I could be contacted at this email address, and I'm happy to present my research. Thank you so much for listening to me. Some important conclusions.
Okay, so after the movie, I wanted to talk a little bit. And it's good that you can stop it and show the slide, because I remembered yesterday. If I am not mixing the names, Estella somehow mentioned the movie She, and when I listened to all these wonderful inventions and everything, and I thought, oh my God, it reminds me. The movie, which I can't remember the title, but the movie is about a block of flat, like about high, like many-storied building, and on the top, people enjoy like smart environment, and down on the floors down, there is like criminality, everything. So, and I thought, no, okay, maybe I live somewhere in the middle. But what I wanted to during this research about corporate use and corporate tools. So first of all the participants, students and teachers, they stressed the importance of initial knowledge, especially if you work with language, initial linguistic knowledge, because when you start teaching or when you start analyzing language, there is so-called meta-language, which should be acquired. And another thing is that when you start using new media, you also struggle with it a little bit, and everybody struggles. It doesn't matter the age and the generation. Just it seems like at the beginning that people who are younger, they are like they have inborn abilities to manage the technology, but it's not the truth. Another thing which I found interesting, I don't know how it's valid for other European countries, but in Lithuania, it's really valid, that students mentioned the low quality of public computers, though, for example, I think our university is one of the best concerning technological equipment, one of the best in Lithuania. But if a student doesn't have a good computer and needs to use the library computer, so you can see that computers are slow and it's difficult to work for them. And the last point, which I'm experiencing myself, and many teachers experience, not many, all I think, that there is certain need for technical support and help while using the newest technologies for teaching and learning, and even implementing the newest technological solutions. And what they say, that they need that everything is left like for themselves, and they have to educate themselves, and at least that educational time should be included into their workload, because nobody cares when are you going to educate yourself, having other duties. So these things seem to me interesting, and also I would relate to, I understand that here in Lead Me, in this project, it's more directed towards accessibility for people who have disabilities, but sometimes I think, like Estella yesterday said, if you are not technical, so you are almost like nobody, and I thought, okay, I am almost nobody, because it's really difficult, and I think that first, like the World Wide Web was invented. First technology is the money is poured in military, so they have the state of the art, then business, and the last thing is teaching. And now because I have been working hard those days. Yesterday we submitted a project to our national agency, trying to research, but we do not know if it is going to be approved, but that research is focused, really related to Lead Me, on school children with disabilities, and what they are experiencing, their parents and their teachers. And we want to find out what kind of technologies and what kind of model could be applicable. But after those 2 days or 3 days, I realized that how many technologies are not even available, because when I was listening to Peter's presentation about chatbots in psychological crisis, I thought, okay, in educational crisis, these chatbots would be perfect, because sometimes, imagine you are at home, a teacher is somewhere trying to help you, and if you had kind of guidance in, I don't know, technologically, it would be kind of a wonder. And one more thing, which in that COVID situation nowadays, lots of things appeared, because some people have problems. I know from my adult learners, they have problems to connect because they live in such kind of limited, confined environment with other members of the family that they can't even have space for learning, or sometimes people do not have enough computers because imagine if your two children are studying, people are working online, so it means that each member of the family needs a computer. So there are lots of challenges and lots of things to do concerning that accessibility for people, and especially for learners. And also I relate to these learners with disabilities because there are many.